Tony Rizzo and Tony Grossi, ESPN Cleveland, talking about a trade in one of the mock drafts that we'll look at in just a minute. But here's Rizzo and Grossi talking about this mock draft.
Mason Cameron of Pro Football Focus suggests the Browns trade down from 2 to 10 with the Bears, and you get 10, 39, and 148 this year, and a 2026 first-round draft pick to go 8 spots. You're still in the top 10.
Wow.
If you can assure me Sanders would be there at 10, I'd make that deal tonight, 2 weeks before the draft.
How about if I substitute the name Jackson Dart?
No.
You
I'm not
wouldn't take
Jackson.
that deal in Jackson Dart?
At 10?
Yes.
You think overdrafted Shador is at 2? You're going to take Jackson Dart in the top 10? What has he done?
They're in the same circle.
In the last 4 months. But when the season ended and he was a third-round pick, what has he done?
Riz,
Go to an underwear Olympics?
He doesn't have a famous father pointing
And that's
targets
why
at
you
everybody.
like him. And that's why you like him.
He doesn't have a hypester.
You're holding Dion against my
Nobody
guy.
is hyping Jackson Dart.
Good. They shouldn't be. He ran a college offense that made him look really good with some easy throws.
Tim, so it's kind of interesting. The mock draft that they're referring to is from Pro Football Focus. So here's kind of that mock draft, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. But they had the Titans going Cam Ward number 1. They had the Bears trading up with the Browns. Bears get the 2nd overall pick. The Browns get 10, 39, 148, and a 2026 first-round pick. Then they also had the Browns trading with the Vikings, who traded back to the 32nd pick, which was held by the Eagles. But the Browns get 32 and 97. The Vikings get 33, 94, and 179. It ends up with the Bears taking Abdul Carter at 2, the Browns taking Mike Green at 10, and then trading into the last spot in the first round to get Jackson Dart. They had the Steelers taking Shador at 21. I don't think there's any way they trade back 10 spots and take Mike Green. I mean, people are talking about the Browns needing an edge guy, and to a certain extent, I get it. But you've got Myles Garrett, Isaiah McGuire, Obo Okenronko, people are forgetting about. They're not. It's not like they don't have pretty good young edge rushers. There's no way they're taking an edge rusher other than Abdul Carter in the top 10 in this draft.
You're also forgetting Alex Wright, who really played well at the end of 2023.
Yes, Alex Wright was hurt. They've got good young edge rushers, and they need playmakers. Give me 4 of them.
That's why if I were doing that trade and I feel like I wouldn't do it, I would take Tyler Warren of Penn State if he's there at number 10. I know he's a tight end, but you're talking a tight end who can run out of the Wildcat and had numerous big runs throughout 2024. He was clearly Penn State's best receiver, and teams just couldn't stop him throughout the season. And that's not a knock on Mike Green. I really like Mike Green. I think he's just got this relentless attitude he plays with, just such a dynamic pass rusher. Really, his stock has been on the rise since the end of the season, put up ridiculous numbers in Marshall. But yeah, that's a lot to give up. If you're going from Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter to taking Mike Green, that's a lot to give up if I'm not improving my offense. And then Jackson Dart at 32, trading all that back up to get him. I've been on record. I would take Jalen Milroe easily before Jackson Dart. I just have major concerns about Dart's play in the fourth quarter. I talked about it on the podcast on Friday that I feel like if you're investigating him, you have to figure out what happened in the fourth quarter. Is it bad decision making? Is it footwork issues? What's going on in those situations? Because you need a quarterback who's gonna be able to rise up in the biggest moments of the game. And Jackson Dart, 3 separate games last season, including in Florida, a must-win games getting in the playoff, couldn't get it done in the fourth quarter or in overtime. And in the NFL, where so many games come down to those situations, that is a huge red flag in my mind.
Well, I'm guessing you would take Shador Sanders at 10 instead of Mike Green, because that way you would get the first-round pick next year. You'd get the Bears' first-round pick next year, and you'd end up with Shador Sanders at 10.